Okay. Yeah, Eddie, and listeners, doesn't know me, I'm Wayne Minis. I'm a chess fanatic in South Africa, and I am the current suspended Vice President of Northern Cape Chess, the province that has driven this thing off the um, chess situation that we currently have. Okay. And I'm also the suspended member of, I don't know if I should mention names, but since we public entities, in chess in South Africa, perhaps we should mention names and we should mention the people that are the ones that claim to be those who acts in the best of chess players in South Africa. And I have a big problem with that because I've been in this industry for very long in chess in South Africa, and there's people that I've trusted, people that I looked up to, that eventually showed me that I'm not to be trusted. And that's the thing that's the problem that I have, because all of you know Hendrik de Tooyd. And me and Hendrik, we've had our ups and downs, even before I was elected as the Vice President of Northern Cape Chess, which were the province or is the province that is guiding or not, or used to be guiding, but currently I think there's other provinces that's leading now currently. The guys that claims to be, we can take over chess in South Africa. We are the best. We are the guys that can take this forward. Yeah. So I used to be background with my province, and we were driving this force against Hendrik. So I don't have any me and Hendrik, we have our issues. Hendrik de Tooyd will tell you he hates me. Or he doesn't. I don't hate him because we need these guys. Hendrik is a very good administrator of chess. That's one thing I can tell you. Okay. So we need these guys to take chess forward in South Africa. It's pointless for us to now blame this one or that one for the situation we're currently in. It doesn't take us forward as an entity of chess in South Africa. Because one thing I know is whichever board takes over, the other one is there to tell this one, hey, you're stepping out of bounds. And that's what we need. We need democracy. We need one person to tell another that, hey, this is the things you used to claim. I wasn't now. Okay, so that's what we need. So we can't get rid. We can't lose these guys. Either I'm sure everybody knows Joe's board, everybody knows Hendrik's board. We can't lose any of those two boards in chess in South Africa because those guys are very good chess administrators. They are top class. They can even go and run FIDE. because I think there's a big mess up at today. Okay, that's my personal opinion. But if we want to take chess forward in South Africa, we can say this one is wrong now currently. So now we have the 9 provinces together. Remember these guys, the provinces that you currently have, which is supposed to be National Council. They're not in good standing. They're not National Council. I could have told you that even before I was suspended by my province for just asking about 2 clubs in our province that received money from Lotto, NLC, and they became dormant, and people made money and started their own businesses. There's no chess happening. So my province decided to, instead of going into that, decided to suspend me pending a never-ending investigation. That's the norm these days. If you want someone to keep quiet, what do? You suspend him because you don't want everybody else asking these questions. All your clubs in your district or your provinces, you want to keep this one quiet because you know you're busy with crap. Okay, so keep him quiet, suspend him with an investigation. Now this investigation never ends. It keeps on forever. I was investigated by my province as the vice president of my province, just for asking, can we do something about these 2 clubs in this area that I was invited to arbiter? I went to this one area in one of the districts in my province to arbiter an event. And I found out 2 clubs in this area actually received both 500,000 Rand, a million. So I got there and there were no players at the school from this area that received this funding. But there's 2 clubs in this area that received funding for equipment, apparel, 500,000 each of them. So as vice president of the province, I went to my expo and I said, guys, what's happening here? Can we try and investigate and find out what happened here? Because to be honest, I found out, and I'm just saying, I can't claim that this is the truth. But what I'm saying is, apparently, from sources in the community, these guys took the money and started their own taxi businesses and what. And so you have people doing their own businesses, starting their own businesses with a lot of money that was supposed to be invested into our children's future with equipment for a chess club, apparel, tracksuits, and all this for a chess club. Yeah, Con. Now, if I ask these questions, because that's what happened. I went to my expo. I can show you WhatsApp messages where I put it in my expo WhatsApp group and asked, guys, can we do something about this? The next thing I know, I'm investigated. Now, I went to a district in my province because a couple of my players were invited, or they secured a place to represent South Africa at African individual chess championships. I think it was in Zambia or in Kenya. Okay. It's 1 or 2 years ago, so I can't remember exactly. But anyway, these kids, I went to coach privately because it's high performance training, and what. So I went to this district and I went to sort out my kids to prepare them as national players for this event. And during that time, I was involved with a teacher. I'm not married. I got involved with a teacher who are not a, a school's chess representative, you know. She wasn't at that stage. So my province decided, whatever happened between me and this teacher, this personal matter now becomes my issue of I am what do you call it? I'm not sort of like in good standing with the province. You can put it like that. Because I get involved, I have a relationship with the teacher, and so this is clashing. How does that relate to my chess responsibilities? Why do you investigate me then privately if I'm asking, let's investigate clubs that received money? Are you not showing that maybe you received money from? Because why do you want to investigate me as a private entity instead of looking at where the money went? Which I'm asking, as vice president of the province, can we look at where this money went? Two of our clubs in one municipality. How many municipalities do we have in our district? So do we want this to escalate to other municipalities? So then I was suspended, and eventually this never-ending suspension that we have nowadays in chess in South Africa, where you suspend someone and pending an investigation. And this investigation it goes on and on and on until God knows when. We got to a hearing. My province didn't follow protocol of the whole procedure.